Welcome back to my channel, My Millionaire Divas. For those of you who are new and watching this video, welcome on board to the Millionaires Club. My ladies, I'll be doing a client transformation today. And first, I'm starting with clean skin. Sorry, on my client. And I'll be applying the Aveeno moisturizer on her skin. Then I'm gonna go straight into doing her eyebrows. Most of what I'm doing is basically self-explanatory, where you can just look and see what I'm doing, but I will explain to you what products I will be using. For the eyebrows, if you're new and you're not familiarized with my videos, I'm using BH Cosmetic eyebrow pomade, and I'm using brunette for her color eyebrows because her brows were bleached because her hair is bleached. So I'm using a light brown for her eyebrows. When I'm finished, I'm going to conceal the underneath of her eyebrows with my MAC Prolong Wear Concealer in NC30. That is what I'm going to use on the bottom. And on the top, I'm going to use NC45 on the top, which is actually her color. The reason why I go on the bottom with an extremely lighter color is because I want the eyebrows to stand out a bit more and for the eyeshadow to pop a bit more. When you use a lighter concealer, it allows the eyeshadow pigments to be a bit more brighter than usual in using a skin tone concealer. So you can use that trick whenever you're doing your eyeshadows if you need them to be a bit more vibrant.
As the leaves start falling down and the shadows above the town, I can finally see you now.
I went over the NC30 underneath of her eyebrow. I went over it with the NC45 to give it another layer so that it can tone down the harshness in her brow bone area. And then I blend out everything on her eyelid, and then I will be going over that with my Benai luxury powder in the shade Topaz, and that is what I use to set the concealer on her eyes before I apply the eyeshadow.
I see the fear inside your eyes, I see the pain in your smile. I can finally see you now.
So now all that is done, I'm gonna go in with my Nubian palette, which is the green palette from Juvia's Place. And what I did was I took the darkest shade. This palette does not have any names for the eyeshadow, so I took the darkest shade in the palette and I applied it onto the eyebrow so that it basically sets the pomade in place. I just like how it gives it a nice finish chic look. So you don't have to do it, but that's just what I do. And then I'm gonna go into her brow bone from my BH Cosmetic Forever Nude palette with the gold one on top. I go in with that as a nice gold color for the brow bone. I did not show it in this clip, but yeah. Then for her transition color, I went in from the Juvia's Place palette once again. Why am I chopping up myself? Sorry. I went in with the Juvia's Place and I used the transition color, which is brown, as I showed you, and then over that I went into the Nubian 2. Let me make sure I have it right here. Yes, I went in with Nubian too, and I went in with the orange shade, and the orange shade is Morocco. That's the name of the orange shade. So I basically blend that out into her crease, and then on the underneath of that I went in with Madagascar. Okay, so on the Morocco I actually went in with Kenya. It's not Madagascar. I went in with Kenya. It's in the same Nubian 2 palette. All of the palettes I'm using is by Juvia's Place. I'm going to link each and every one of them below in the description bar if you're interested in purchasing it. These are extremely awesome palettes and very pigmented. These are my to-go palettes. I love them. I have them for myself and I have them for my client. They are added into my makeup kits. These are basically what I'm actually stuck with because I love them so much. They have all the colors that I need, transition to colors, and I have that and my BH Cosmetics. I'm now gonna go in with I'm gonna be mixing a pink, the light beautiful pink from my Zulu palette, and I'll be mixing that back and forth with Jezebel. Jezebel is in the same Nubian 2 palette, so I'll be mixing Jezebel and the light pink from the Zulu palette. The Zulu palette is a new addition to Juvia's Place palettes. And then on the end I'm gonna go in with the darkest shade again from the Nubian palette. So I'm basically just rotating the colors, going back and in, back and forth, and mixing them, making sure that I have a wonderful gradient starting from light to dark, and making sure that I have a beautiful transition between the colors. I would suggest that you concentrate on the end of the eye because it's going to be a cut crease, and that is where the beauty is gonna show. Now I'm using a clean blending brush and I'm just blending out the top of the eyeshadow up by the brow bone area so that that harsh line would be removed and everything would blend perfectly and look soft. I'm cutting the crease with my NC30, the same concealer I use for the eyebrow, and I'm using that to cut her crease. If you're using MAC Prolong Wear Concealer, you have to make sure that you or your client, whoever you're doing it on, you have to make sure that you keep your eyes closed until it completely dry. It's a very tricky concealer to work with. If you do not wait until it's dry enough, it's going to crease on you. So you have to work with it very diligently. And the shadows above the town. Going in with my Zulu palette, and I'm using the beautiful champagne pink that is on the bottom. Let me tell you about this color, guys. When I saw this color, I've always wanted to use this color, and I was like, oh my god, how can I use this color? Because it is so light that I was so afraid that it wasn't gonna show. And then when my client told me what color she was wearing for her event, I was like, you know what, everybody's using gold. I need another color, something that looks natural, something that looks beautiful. And guess what? That color came to mind, and I use the glitter that I use. The name of it is Orbit Orange, and I used that over it, and it even popped it more. It's just such a beautiful, nice champagne look. It's just gorgeous. I'm now gonna use my L'Oreal voluminous eyeliner, and I'm going to line her waterline and her mascara line, and then I'm gonna go in with my Inglot eyeliner, which is in the number 77, and line her, give her a little simple wing. And then the glitter glue that I'm using is from Benai, and the same thing with this glitter glue. You have to be careful. It's extremely watery, but trust me, it does the job. You have to apply it, wait a while till it get a bit dry, and then you apply the glitter on it. And you have to make sure that you keep your eyes closed, because if you don't allow it to dry, it's going to crease on you.
Your eyes, I see the pain in your smile. I can finally see you now. Oh, we radiate all over the world. We used to radiate, get radiate, but now we're drowning.
To prep her face, I'm using Maybelline Pore Eraser, and I'm placing this in her T-zone area because she has oily skin. So I'm placing that in, and then I'm gonna go in with my Becca, and this is the primer that would hold the foundation and all the makeup and everything together. This is like magic in a jar. I'm gonna go in with my Caramel foundation in the shade Caramel. Like I said before, if any one of you are interested in trying out these foundation and powder, I do sell them. You can email me. All of my information will be in the description bar as well. I'm gonna go in with my NYX in a jar. I think the color I'm using is chestnut, and this I'm using it as not a color corrector, but basically what it is, a concealer in a jar. So I'm using it as a concealer as is, and I'm going over all of her imperfections, the dark marks and all of that, and I applied it under her eyes all over. Then I'm gonna go in with the foundation, and from the foundation I'm gonna go in and do her highlight, and I'm gonna use the LA Girl Pro concealer in the shade Almond, and that is what I'm gonna do her highlight with. For her contour, I used the shade Walnut in Black Opal brand, and then to set her highlight, I used the same Benai Luxury powder in the shade Topaz, and then I placed the banana shade to give it a bit more pop over the Topaz. Blend everything out, and that's basically it. I added her eyelashes, then her lip I used Sasha Cosmetic. The color for the lip was Hello Boys, and then I used a brown lip liner so that she can have an ombre effect, and that's basically it. My battery died again, so you didn't get to see the full thing, but you get the idea if you're familiarized with makeup.
And the shadows above the town. We used to radiate, but now we're drowning. see you now. I see the fear inside your eyes, I see the pain hidden in your smile. I can finally see you now. Oh, we radiate all over the world. We used to radiate, get radiate, but now we're drowning. As the leaves start.
If you make it to the end of this video, I thank you for watching. For all of my new millionaire divas, thank you for coming on board. If you have not subscribed as yet, what are you waiting for? Press the subscribe button to be official, to make sure that you receive new videos each and every week. Remember to hit the beautiful little bell that's there so that you can get notifications, okay? I'll see you guys in the next video. I love you. Mwah. God bless.
Falling down, and the shadows above the town.